Right then, Mandem. I'm going to throw it at you. Right,
Go on.
Mikel Arteta, has he failed? And I'll say this because what I've heard from some Arsenal fans, Arteta next year has to be second by Christmas, otherwise he's failing. He's had 5 years, won an FA Cup the first year without his team, with an Unai Emery team. He's developed the squad, developed the team, hasn't bought a striker in 18 months when we all know that's the problem. These glaring issues, he's fell away from title races and bottle jobs twice, we'll say. Is Arteta failing as an Arsenal manager?
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, he spent over £500 million in his tenure as well, but
That's
still
just on his
hasn't
hairline.
managed to. Eh?
Just on his hairline.
Just on his airline, yeah. He still hasn't managed to buy a striker. Yeah, because I was brought up when you're there to be a winner, second sucks. You're not there to get silver. That's first loser. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, credit for the cup. The league is what they want to win, and then the Champions League eventually. Yeah, I think he's failing. It makes me wonder why, though. The mentality thing. Why does he have to be second by Christmas? That's still coming in first loser's place. Why not? He has to be top by Christmas and looking like he's going to do it, or second with a caveat that there's a couple of points in it and it's still up for grabs. You know,
I think that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, because look at the majority of the fan base. Arsene Wenger came in and revolutionised English football in terms of diet, the way Arsenal played. Arsenal were a lot more entertaining under that Wenger team, the Invincibles team, and they went on to do incredible things. But when it got to the point where they weren't winning the league and finishing second, third, or fourth was good enough for Champions League. You don't get a trophy for qualifying for the Champions League. I understand the financial implications. I understand that's important for the business model of your club and attracting players. But largely, Wenger was hounded out, wasn't he, for not winning it but being there or thereabouts. So by that metric, I would absolutely agree that Mikel Arteta is failing whilst he doesn't get it over the line. What do you think?
Gonna play Devils. Got to play the Devils for you. The reason why I play the Devils for you with Arteta, what do you expect? I think some of the Arsenal fans I've spoken to are believing that when you win the league, you automatically get the Man City dominance or the Man United dominance. It doesn't happen like that. I think they're comparing other leagues where it's always Barca or Real. I don't think you can look at that. I think Arteta is not. I don't think he's failing. I think he's actually been a success to keep a team competitive, right? All the way to the Champions League and being up there. Yeah, he needs to win something, but you're not going to win it unless you're competitive. So before he got there with Emery, because Emery was handed out as well, they weren't really competitive. You never gave Emery a chance. He had 18 months. You give Arteta 5 years of just, yeah, you can see the progression. Don't get me wrong. This was their year to win it. Liverpool with a new manager, Man City dropping off. This was their year to win it, and they flopped it. The other time with Man City, we know Man City are monsters when it comes to the business end of the season. They'll churn out wins for fun, just for bits and bobs. But for us to say that this is the most competitive league and you're slating a manager for being highly competitive, yeah, all right, second ain't good enough. But it's better than third, and it's better than fourth, and it's better than fifth. So I think it's harsh from Arsenal fans. I think it's very harsh.
No, it depends where you draw the line. And I think you hit the nail on the head with your argument. This was the season where Man City aged and got older. And with all due respect to Liverpool, who have done fantastic, and I'm pleased for them, there was no reason that Arsenal, if they got their act together and didn't bottle it, couldn't have done what Liverpool did this season. They're fate in their own hands this year. They're probably not going to, like you've just addressed, like you've touched on, they're probably not going to get a better opportunity. Like, I tell you what I liken it to. Like the year that Leicester won the Premier League. It was kind of like all the stars aligned for them. You know, they did well when we give them credit, and it was a fairy tale. And most of us, neutrals that weren't involved in the title race, were were cheering them on because it's nice to break the monotony. And it was nice this year even to see Liverpool win it because we've had the Man City dominance, which makes it boring, you know? The same as it was nice to see Bayer Leverkusen win the Bundesliga last year instead of Bayern Munich. You know, it's nice to, and not just for our mate Harry, who we can't do the jokes about not winning a trophy anymore. It's not just been the Audi Cup, is it?
We'll still do them. We'll still do them.
I actually saw a meme that I was going to send you the other day, and it was now that we can't do memes about Harry Kane, and it was his face photoshopped onto Freddie Mercury, and he was dancing around like in the leotard or whatever with Harry Kane's face doing "We Are the Champions" in like leather fucking chaps and that. Oh, it was so funny.
Living the dream. Living the dream.
Yeah, the expectation should have been for them to win it this year. Spent a lot of money on players. They got a lot of good players. They brought Lewis Skelly through this year. They've still got Saka, who's the golden boy, who for me doesn't really deliver as good as he is and as high as his reputation is. They've got players the likes of Odegaard. They spent a lot of money on Rice, which was largely the missing piece of the puzzle in terms of their midfield now. He's complete midfield. Look at the goal he scored the weekend. And look at the two free kicks he scored against Real Madrid. Of course, I'm biased because he's not got any better. He was that good at West Ham. Just people didn't really give him the credit. You're right though. He doesn't. They don't have a 20 goal a season striker. But in Devil's Avocado. Does anybody? Do many teams play with an out-and-out striker now? Do many teams have a centre forward that gets 20 plus goals a season?
Point. But as we've spoken about before, you don't have to copy everyone else. You can do your own thing. And Arteta, remember when, don't forget, I think a lot of Arsenal fans forget this. 2 years into Arteta's term, they were taking the mick out of trust the process.
Yeah.
Remember that?
They're insufferable.
Yeah.
They're becoming as bad as Spurs in terms of a fan base.
Well, you know what? Certain things that I've seen as putting me on a... You know when you look at someone like... So before, I used to dislike Man U fans. Not all Man U fans, but like, as a general, you dislike Man U fans because it was always the same patter. It was never new. It was always, oh, yeah. All right, mate. Yeah,
where are you in the league?
Yeah, move on to the next one. What else you got? Now, it's like, yeah, but you've only won one Premier League. Well, we haven't because the Premier League changed names. It's still the top division. How does it not count? Well, don't count. Mate, shut up. You're talking shit. And the patter's boring. And I think some of the things I've heard from Arsenal, not all, I know there's some who've got a bit of patter. Marky we've had on here before. He's got a bit of patter about him. But some of them, I think it's getting ahead of your station. So I'll give you an example. Okay, Arteta's third at Christmas. Right, we're going a different direction. Now what are you going to bring in? But surely if you're going to get rid of someone, you've got to plan for the next step. Who are you going to bring in? Okay, Arteta's going to go somewhere else then. He's going to take a set-piece coach. 25% of your goals dried up now. And then Saka's not happy now. He's going to go. Or Saka is happy. Ranieri's going to go. You might want to sign a striker. Now you're not getting the best out of Odegaard anymore. Now what? You're going to change the whole style of play? I think it's, for me, if they don't continually progress, even now, I don't think they've not progressed. I think it's the third time they've ever been in a Champions League semi-final. That's still progression. It's slow progression, but it's progression. If they stop progressing, I think that's where you look at it. Again, if you'll get rid of your manager because you got you to a semi-final and got you second in the league, and you've not won the league in 14, 15 years, where are you getting this we deserve the league thing? No one deserves the league. You either earn it or you don't.
I agree, but you don't get a trophy to put in your cabinet that you lost in the semi-final of the Champions League. You don't get a trophy for second place. It depends.
He did.
He did. Audi Cup. It depends on the expectations of your club and the budget and the money you've spent, and also where do you draw the line? How much time do you give it? Like you said, this is not someone who's just come in, who's having his first or second or even third season. 5 years he's been there now with not a lot to show for it.
It's long for a manager.
With a big fan base, with a big budget, with some great star players, with a good youth academy that brings through some great young players that, by the way, we smashed in the cup final 5-1 with our youth team. But
Don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, don't want to talk about it. But they have got some great players. But where do you draw the line? Do you carry on for another 5 years whilst you finish second and go out in the semis and tell me that's close enough? Where do you draw the line?
I think what you're going to look at is, for me, are you progressing? That's how I'd look at it. So the progression to me would be right. So you now got to the semis. Next step, you come second, you've got to now progress. Are you having a better season than the season before? That's where I'd look at it.
Wait, we're talking about the league, though, and we're talking about winning the Premier League and coming second, and that's the benchmark by which he's going to be marked next year by being at least second at Christmas. But there's a chance they lose their last game, and like you referenced earlier on, come third or even fourth in a 2-horse race. You on that one result, then you
fucking love that.
Well, you haven't progressed then, have you? If you end up finishing third or fourth and worse off than last season, that's not progression. But then you put it all on one result?
Well, no. I think for me, you look at progression all over the shop. Are you progressing as a team? Have the opposition got stronger? I think this is what's making a lot of Arsenal fans look at this one more, is that the opposition haven't got stronger this year, but you haven't moved further closer. Yeah. Liverpool haven't particularly got stronger, but they've just done what they need to do. Man City have got weaker, and there's still a chance of them taking over.
Chelsea are in disarray at the beginning of the season.
Newcastle have hit the ground, hit a bit of form now, but Newcastle have got their trophy now. That trophy's in the bag. It's done. Now that little monkey's off the back. Now they're going to go, right, can we get Champions League? Newcastle in the Champions League, with now being able to spend that extra money, could be an absolute force.
Arsenal fans, let us know in the comments below. Other fans, are Arsenal progressing? Should they stick or twist with Arteta? Is there someone else in world football that you think could come in and take the reins and take the basis of what Arsenal have got and get them over the line? Or are they destined to always be the bridesmaid, never the bride? Let us know. Like, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts in the comments.